Good evening, I'm Warren Bell.
And I'm Arthel Neville.
Looks like the New Orleans Saints will be in the NFL playoffs this year after all, following a close victory over the Rams.
Tonight's contest turns the Superdome into one giant New Year's Eve party, as we'll show you in a live report.
I'm News 8's Elizabeth Kern. It's also party time in the French Quarter, and I'll have a live report coming up next.
And we'll have those stories plus live interviews from the Saints locker room coming up next on News 8 Tonight.
Tomorrow, everything at Campo will be moving fast. It's the Campo New Year's sale, and everything in the store has to go. To catch the good deals, you have to hurry to Campo tomorrow. For one day only, catch a big Zenith 27-inch TV with remote and save $102 at just $398, or an RCA 13-inch TV with quartz tuning at just $168. To catch the good deals, you have to come to Campo tomorrow. It's the Campo one-day New Year's sale, tomorrow only at every Campo store.
Sometimes it happens. So if your GM car should need repair, know where to take it to get it fixed right. Take it to a Metro GM dealer service and Parts Association member. They have the best certified GM technicians that use genuine GM parts. There's one nearby, like Royal Olds or Bryan Chevrolet in Metairie, in New Orleans East at Banner Chevrolet, and on the West Bank at Lesson Chevrolet. Remember, it's not just a car, it's your freedom. So in case it happens, use the best, Mr. Goodwrench and genuine GM parts.
Excuse me, got a minute?
Yes?
Did you know your beer has changed?
That is surprising. Why? No, I'm dumbfounded.
You know the color's become lighter over the past 10 years?
Why did they make it lighter? Change it only, they should tell you.
Here's how a leading beer looked in 1980, and the very same brand today.
I don't know, it makes me feel terrible.
Now look at Coors Extra Gold. Slow brewed for that real beer flavor and real beer color. The way beer was meant to be. So what do you think?
Color is rich. It's a full-body beer.
Coors Extra Gold. No doubt about it. Beer is back.
That's for sure.
This is WVUE, the station that's making good things happen.
Tonight, it's the award-winning news team of Margaret Dubuisson, Warren Bell, Ron Swoboda with sports, and Bob Breck with weather. Live from WVUE, this is News 8.
As of that moment, the New Orleans Saints could really start their New Year's celebration as the team went to the playoffs, or is going to the playoffs now, for only the second time in franchise history. Hello, everyone. I'm Warren Bell.
And I'm Arthel Neville, in for Margaret Dubuisson. Here's what's happening tonight. This New Year's Eve in New Orleans, the fireworks show took place on the playing field of the Superdome.
Sure did. Ron Swoboda is here with us right now for a closer look at the key play, and I guess some of the key plays that meant
from the top. We're just going to show you the winner, Warren, because that's really what matters, because that's where it is right now. My hat is off to the New Orleans Saints players, and yes, their coach, Jim Mora, well done. The New Orleans Saints winning their way into the playoffs, only second time in their history. On this New Year's Eve, on the final night of the NFL regular season, the Saints beating the Rams 20-17 with 2 seconds to play after having one field goal blocked that was sent back because the Rams were offside. We saw Morton Anderson line up from 24 yards out, and he drilled the one that won it for the Saints 20-17. They win their way into next Sunday's playoff opener in Chicago against the Bears. Now, our Jim Gallagher is live in the Superdome right now. So, Jim, set the scene for us, guy.
Rocky, right now, you want to have a party in New Orleans. There's no better place, and there's no better time to be partying after winning the championship tonight. The Saints are going to the playoffs. It was an improbable scenario 3 weeks ago. Everybody wrote the team off, but they came through tonight when it counted. They win the ball game, and they go on to the playoffs. They beat the Rams tonight. It was a huge victory. As you said before, the play that really set it up was the missed field goal. Morton Anderson came on, and he thought he gets a chance. It looks like he's got a chance to win the ball game, but it's offside. The kick is blocked right there, and at that point, it looked like it was all over for the Saints. They were going to go to overtime, but there's a penalty flag, offsides on the Rams. So that gave Morton a second chance. You saw it at the top of the show. He knocked it through from 24 yards right down the pipe. And once again, the Saints are headed to the playoffs. They beat the Los Angeles Rams 20-17. They're going to Chicago next week, Ron. This is a madhouse right now. It's a Happy New Year, and one a lot of New Orleanian is going to remember for a long time to come. Reporting live from the Superdome, Jim Gallagher, News 8 Sports. Ron, back to you.
Okay, Jimmy, we will, of course, have a full scheme of playoff highlights for you. I mean, highlights of this ball game for you later on, and a report from the Saints locker room.
Next week, playoff highlights.
Hot stuff.
Kind of strange coming out, doesn't it?
It feels a little weird.
Playoff highlights
8-8, they're in the playoffs,
Saints.
but hey, if they want to have 3 wild cards, it's okay with me.
Nothing wrong with that. Talking about New Year's, well, it's a big New Year's party now for the fans in the Superdome. Years from now, they'll probably still be talking about what they saw on the last night of 1990.
That's right. For another live report, let's join News 8's Robyn Ekings, also at the Dome with Jim Gallagher. And Robyn, the question is, what was it like right when the game ended?
Lots of excitement, Arthel, as you heard Jim say. It's still a madhouse in here. Fans who just don't want to believe that it's over. They enjoyed the game so much. For thousands of Saints fans tonight, there was just no place like the Dome for New Year's Eve. They broke out the noisemakers and crazy-looking hats expecting a celebration. Saints fans like Roselle Unger dressed for a party.
My girlfriend bought it for me today, and I was brave enough to wear it, and she wasn't, so that's why I have it on.
A true New Year's celebration?
I hope so. I hope in about 3 hours it will be a good New Year's celebration.
Baby New Year had his own message for the Saints.
We're number 1. We go to Chicago. Chicago, Chicago, here we come! Look out, Bears! You're good! We go for the Super Bowl 1991!
High above it all, lucky fans who landed box suite tickets feasted on catered goodies and waited for a win.
Everybody I talked to wanted to come, but I didn't have enough tickets to get them in. But anyway, a good number are here, and I got some grandchildren here, and we're happy to be here ourselves.
Whether it was casual or formal, for Saints fans, it was definitely a New Year's Eve to be remembered.
There isn't a better way. This is perfect. This is the ideal thing for everybody from New Orleans. Wish everybody a Happy New Year.
A Happy New Year indeed. You can imagine what it's going to be like in the French Quarter tonight as Saints fans go out and celebrate. Now it's on to Chicago. Reporting live from the Superdome, I'm Robyn Ekings, News 8.
Okay, that's Robyn. We're all
Robyn looks like a Saints cheerleader herself.
She surely
today
does,
in
doesn't
black
she?
and gold.
No coincidence.
Well, around this world, millions of people have already officially welcomed the new year. Fireworks and gala celebrations mark the occasion from Paris to Beijing.
That's right. And in New York, Dick Clark's getting ready for his televised special, New Year's Rockin' Eve 91. Also in the Big Apple, all eyes are on Times Square, where the red, white, and blue ball officially signaled the start of 1991 just 20 minutes ago. The celebration, by the way, is dedicated to the U.S. troops in the Persian Gulf. And you, of course, are invited to watch Dick Clark here. Warren, are you still with me?
Yes, I am.
He's watching. He told you heard me
I'm
say.
looking at that clock and saying 20
say,
minutes ago.
That's because in New York, it's
11.
No, it's 12:20. They're 2 hours above us.
11,
it's 10:20 here.
11:20. Trust
Is that
me.
right?
Trust me.
Richard, is it 1 hour before us? Okay, so it's 11:20.
We've got time to kill.
I know we do.
It's 11:20 in New York.
Okay, well, I made a mistake, but here, let me tell you. Channel 8, Dick Clark's going to be here at 11:35 tonight, our time.
Okay, and the annual New Year's Eve party in our French Quarter had all the makings of a tamer one this year than in the past.
That's because the Sugar Bowl crowd is a little smaller this time, and the weather earlier tonight certainly put a damper on the party spirit.
We have a News 8 live unit at Decatur Street near the Jack's Brewery. Earlier tonight, we saw Elizabeth Curran interviewing some of the people who are in town for the game, people from Tennessee. We will have that report from the French Quarter, where all the festivities are about to really kick into high gear once those Saints fans emerge from the Superdome and make it down to the riverfront. We'll have that report in just a few minutes when News 8 Tonight continues.
Now we want to tell you some of the visitors in town for the Sugar Bowl will take home with them memories of a smoky hotel fire. That story's still ahead.
We'll also show you some visitors at the aquarium who got extra special treatment today for an important reason, as we'll explain.
Well, the steady rains have ended, but we still have a few lingering showers on live color radar.
And we'll celebrate with the Saints outside their locker room a trip to the playoffs.
These stories and much more as News 8 continues.
You know we're your store. Check us out. Schwegman's got more.
Start the new year with savings from Schwegman. Now, fresh, lean, whole, or shank half hams are 89 cents a pound. Buy 7-ounce Healthy Choice frozen entrees, just $1.89 each. And look for assorted Nabisco box snacks. Your choice, $1.49.
Everything checks out better. Check out Schwegman. Check out Schwegman now.
Toyotathon Coast to Coast is almost over.
There are still great deals on every Toyota.
But they're going fast.
Joe Garagiola.
Joe.
Well, the Arango's here saved a fast 2,000, eh?
More than 2,000.
With financing, made it easy. These guys are really dealing.
Toyotathon is the time to deal with Camry option savings and special factory-to-dealer incentives.
Trucks, too.
But not for long. Don't miss it.
See your Toyotathon dealer.
Today.
Take a hike to Maison Blanche. Forget football. We know how you like to play. A special day of beauty, New Year's Day. Makeovers, skin analysis, fragrance sampling, beauty bonuses, cosmetic offers, makeup specials, and a fashion clearance. Save an extra 30%. The New Year's Day Beauty Bash starts 10 a.m. at Maison Blanche. Pamper yourself.
Do not remove under penalty of law. Vern, you know labels are very important, but the most important label is the one put on your new gas appliances by the Department of Energy, you know, the DOE, and that spells dough. And that's what you'll save, Vern, with these new energy-efficient gas appliances. Know what I mean?
All right, drop the label and come on out with your hands up.
It's the label police, Vern. Just play dumb. Let me do the talking. Look what that dog did to your mattress, Vern. You think they bought it?
As we mentioned just a few minutes ago, the Sugar Bowl crowds down in the French Quarter were a little bit lighter than last year at the same time because of the rains we experienced earlier, but that seems to be changing now.
It's changing now, and Elizabeth Curran is down in the French Quarter. She's going to let us know if the wet weather actually dampened party spirits.
Well, it started out as quite an unusually tame New Year's Eve celebration, but as you can see, it's not very tame anymore, and the Saints fans haven't even gotten here. In fact, tonight has all the makings of a very rowdy celebration. This is not a usual sight New Year's Eve night on Jackson Square. No crowds. The cold, rainy weather and a hot Saints football game on TV chased many indoors. At Pat O'Brien's, though, the New Year's Eve party mood was soaring. Business picked up at French Quarter restaurants, too. Did the bad weather chase you inside?
Yes, it's very cold. Get inside and stay warm. Drink a lot of booze.
Has it dampened your New Year's Eve celebration?
Oh, not at all. We'll still be out tonight in full force.
Once the rain stopped, the streets filled up again with more football fans.
Hi, Robyn. Hi, Judge. Come here. This is my judge. He kept me out of jail last week.
Nice to meet you.
Listen, we're having a wonderful time. Everybody in Tennessee needs to turn out the lights, put the cat out, and come on down.
Go Big Orange!
We're having fun.
Even though the weather's bad.
Oh, we don't worry about that. That's a no consequence. I've got somebody here that I want you to meet. This girl here is from East Tennessee, wearing a Tennessee shirt. You can talk to her.
Well, how are you? Nice to meet you.
I'm fine, but I'm not from Tennessee.
I can tell. Where are you from?
London.
Let me ask you this. Is everybody from Tennessee this camera shy?
No way. We're so excited to be here. We're having a good time. We're going to love it, and it's great to be here. New Orleans is great.
And so there's a lot of excitement. It's going on and on. The focus seems to have switched early in the evening from Saints to Sugar Bowl. Now it's switching back. It seems to be a Saints game. And the party's just about set to begin. And that countdown ball is going to drop in about an hour and a half. Happy New Year. Back to you.
Okay, Elizabeth Curran in the French Quarter.
Well, in other news today, an early morning fire awakened some Sugar Bowl fans from their sleep. It broke out about 3 a.m. on the 7th floor of the Plaza Suite Hotel on St. Charles Avenue. The management says the fire was confined to just one room, although guests say the halls on that floor were filled with smoke. The hotel was booked with Sugar Bowl fans, some of whom say the experience was definitely unnerving.
Very frightening. You know, you read about these types of things, but you never think it's going to happen to you.
Did you have any smoke detectors go off or anything like that? You said you smelled smoke, but there weren't any other alarms?
Didn't hear any alarm at all.
Did anyone knock on your door to get you out?
No, nobody did that either.
So if you hadn't been up, you might have slept through it.
That's exactly right.
I was in room 513, and
No smoke alarms, no phone calls, no anything.
Does that concern you terribly?
Very much so. I couldn't go back to sleep after they let us back in.
Are you staying at the hotel? Or what?
I'm staying, but sleeping off and on very lightly.
Well, now, the hotel says 5 guests were treated for smoke inhalation, but they also say more than 50 guests were relocated to other hotels at their request.
Well, members of the GOP Site Selection Committee, they're giving our city a second look. Now, they toured the latest attraction in town today, the Aquarium of the Americas. New Orleans is one of 3 cities the committee is considering as a host to the 1992 GOP convention. Now, local Republicans are urging them to bring the party back one more time.
It's certainly going to be a difficult choice. We know New Orleans can do an excellent job. You've done it in the past, and there's just no question. We love New Orleans.
Now, 5 out of 8 of the Site Selection Committee members were in town today through Wednesday.
Well, we mentioned earlier we're going to have live coverage after the Saints game at the Superdome. It starts right now. We understand Lionel Bienvenu has Saints head coach Jim Mora standing by right now, even as we speak. Lionel?
Warren, I tell you what, a huge win in the Superdome tonight for the Saints. I think Coach O'Griffin, Coach, you're in the playoffs.
Lionel, we're in, baby. We're in. They can't take it away from us. We're in it. There's 12 teams left. We're one of them.
I tell you, this game was back and forth. First half belonged to the Saints. Second half was kind of tight, but at the end, Morton Anderson came through. Kind of justification for the way the Rams have done it to you guys the last year.
I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I was thinking about, what happened last year when we got the lead and they came back, tied it, and then kicked the field goal in overtime. I'm saying, oh man, and I knew that had happened earlier, back in 1983 or whenever. So. But we got it back on them. We got the ball one more time, and Steve completed a couple, the big one to Eric, and got field position and kicked it through. And kind of like I told the team and some of the press earlier, it's kind of how our team did all year. We just hung in there, and when you do that, good things can happen to you at the end.
Jim, you lost your voice. Did you lose that before, or did you lose it tonight?
I'm fighting a cold, and no, I lost it tonight. I lost it in about the last 2 minutes of the game.
Playoffs now, you head to Chicago. Is it one of those things where everybody's even once you get to this point?
It is. We're all 0-0. There's 12 teams, and we got the worst record, but we're still going. And we're not gonna tell them we're not coming because we got the worst record. But we're all 0-0 and 12 teams left, and who knows what's going to happen.
All right, Jim, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the win. We'll be back in sports with a few more interviews with some of the players here in the Saints locker room. A happy locker room. Saints are in the playoffs. Let's go back to you guys on the set.
Hi, Lionel. This is Arthel. Did Coach get away too far? Is he far away now?
He's gone away to take a shower now, Arthel. He said he wants to get home and celebrate, go home and get some sleep. So he's gone now, but the Saints are celebrating the big win in the locker room.
We wanted to ask him about the lucky tie he always wears in the Jim Mora show.
Oh, I'm sorry, but he's gone now.
Okay. Well, we're going to show you right now the scene at the Orleans Parish Brake Tag Inspection Office today. People were lining up to get their brake tags now and beat tomorrow's increased fees. Starting tomorrow, brake tag fees will increase depending on the size and weight of your vehicle. The price for most cars is expected to at least double from $10 to $20. And if you drive a large truck, you can look forward to paying $30 for a brake tag.
And if you have a small truck, it's $25, so it's the
rising scale. Elsewhere, if you go out tonight to get in on some of the New Year's celebrating, just remember, please don't drive drunk. In fact, it's a pretty good idea to keep in mind you can get a free ride home thanks to Sheriff Charlie Fody and his deputies in New Orleans. If you call Deputies Against Drunk Driving, a deputy will pick you up and take you home, no questions asked. So please jot down this number, 821-4778, and bear in mind if you live in one of the surrounding parishes, sheriffs in those parishes are also offering similar services. Just call your local sheriff's office for more information.
Well, without a doubt, Saints fans will never forget where they were on New Year's Eve 1990.
Ron Swoboda will have more highlights and more interviews from the locker room in sports when News 8 Tonight continues.
Snow, incredible snow.
You are psyched, huh?
It's our first trip to America's premier ski resort. Hey, what do you think?
Black, huh?
Yeah.
I can see you working the main lodge tonight there in the romantic glow of a roaring fire. Your dandruff takes its toll.
Dandruff?
'Tis the season for the flakes that don't melt.
I shampoo every morning.
Shampoo till spring with an ordinary shampoo. Won't work like this.
You use Head & Shoulders. You don't have dandruff.
Nothing gets by you, does it?
Head & Shoulders, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Sometimes it happens. So if your GM car should need repair, know where to take it to get it fixed right. Take it to a Metro GM dealer service and Parts Association member. They have the best certified GM technicians that use genuine GM parts. There's one nearby, like Sewell Cadillac Chevrolet or Mossy Motors downtown. And in Houma, there's Trapp Chevrolet. Remember, it's not just a car, it's your freedom. So in case it happens, use the best. Mr. Goodwrench and genuine GM parts.
Why are more and more people bringing their photo processing to K&B?
With super prints, the big ones, I get a free album.
K&B has a self-serve drop-off.
I do like the date on the back. I'm always surprised how little K&B costs.
Quality, convenience, and price. You need any other reasons?
Right now, K&B will process a 12-exposure roll of 4x6 super prints for just $3.79. Plus, get an extra set for just 7 cents a print at your K&B drugstore, where quality pictures at a low price are personally yours.
With a little musical motivation, these students are in tune with facts and figures.
Don't use your fingers to add subtract. It's time to memorize all of your facts.
They're Susan Landry's second grade class at Carolyn Park Elementary. And they're learning math by rapping the rules.
4 plus 6 is equal to 10.
LP&L and Channel 8 salute Susan Landry and her second graders. Their reason for rhyme is a musical score that's really making the grade.
All right, we got to straighten something out here.
Yeah.
You were out there 2 months ago when Ron Swoboda boldly made a promise that if the Saints had a winning season, he would wait until New Year's Day to dance in his skivvies at 12 o'clock noon on Poydras Street at One Shell Square.
All right, Saints are 8-8 right now. If they go 3 games in the playoffs,
technicality.
If they go 3 games in the playoffs and they end this with a winning season, your boy will be dancing in his skivvies and singing "The Saints Go Marching In" at One Shell Square. That was the deal all along.
Winning season, not making it to the playoffs.
Not 8-8, but are we excited enough? Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if Jim Finks would have approved a 3rd wild card spot if he was NFL commissioner, but Paul Tagliabue did. And tonight in the Superdome, the Saints won it 20-17 with a slide by the Rams and special teams. Very special tonight. Vince Buck will take this very short punt on one hop from the Rams, and he will take it about 44 yards to the Rams' 35-yard line. Incredible run by Buck. That set up a couple of plays later. 2nd and 12. Walsh play action. Great catch by Floyd Turner. 7-0 Saints, followed by a Rams field goal. Then Gene Atkins will take it from the 3-yard line. The kickoff, he'll take it into Rams territory on a super return here. Special teams again putting the Saints in good position here to strike, and they did. 10 straight running plays finished off by Ironhead into the zone. 14-3 Saints. 3rd quarter, Rams always a threat in offense. Everett here to Henry Ellard, and he's inside to the 5-yard line, but the ball knocked loose. The Saints fighting for it. Number 51, Sam Mills is on it, and then the high-octane Rams offense will not be denied. They scored 2 times in the second half. This one to Frank Del Pino on a roll out there by necessity from Everett there. Game was tied at 17. Quarterback Steve Walsh ready to wear the goat horns in a poor second half, but on this play here, he will hit Eric Martin on a crossing route. 2nd time they ran this play tonight, and Eric busted this one big to the 13-yard line of the Rams from there. Morton Anderson on his 2nd try. This is 24 yards out for the field goal. It is through. The ball game is history. The Saints win it 2017. They have nailed down the final wild card spot in the NFC, which means they'll pack their long johns and head for chilly Chicago to play the Bears in the late playoff game next Sunday. Meantime, we've got Lionel Bienvenu live in the Dome, not far from the Saints locker room. And Lionel, I imagine there's some happy Saints standing right by.
I tell you what, Ron, in the locker room you can hear the sounds of celebration. We're right outside the locker room with linebacker Pat Swilling with us now. And Pat, 2 weeks ago, the chances were pretty much almost dead. Now the season's over. You're in the playoffs. How does it feel?
It's unbelievable, but it's good for our franchise, and we're glad to be in the playoffs. And now the records are 0-0 with everybody, and we got an opportunity to win the big one.
This game tonight, did you see flashbacks to last year when the Rams beat you in overtime? But you guys came through this time.
Definitely. There were flashbacks, but our guys played hard and they stayed right in the game, and we knew if we get down to the end of the game and with Morton's leg, he could kick it through, and he did it, and it's just a great feeling for us.
What did you think when the first kick was blocked at that point?
Oh man, everybody kind of looked around because we was wondering what was going on, and we knew the flag had been thrown, so and it was offside, so things worked out in our favor.
Pat, headed to Chicago now to play the Bears. Is this one of those things, I talked to Coach Mora about this, is this one of the things where everybody's even at this point? Once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen?
I think so. I think teams become more even now because everybody's playing for the big one, and on any given Sunday you can go out and beat that team and proceed on in the playoffs. So we're hoping that we can go up there and play a good game and win that one and just keep going on through to the big one.
New Year's Eve, it's a time to party. You going to do a little bit of that now?
We're heading out to do some partying, and I hope to see everybody out. And I feel like that the New Orleans will be partying tonight, and just Happy New Year's to everybody.
All right, Pat, thanks for joining us, man. Congratulations on the win. Ron, that's Pat Swilling from the Saints locker room. Again, lots of yelling and screaming, lots of partying going on. Right now, let's throw it back to you on the set, though.
Okay, Lionel, thanks an awful lot. The Saints are in the playoffs, and that's awesome because you figured this up and down season, their 7th try at reaching the 500 mark, and that's when the Saints hit it. The 7 was lucky this time. The Gree-Grees were working, their mojos were working, and the Saints are in the playoffs, second time in their history. Now, unfortunately, there is sadness on this last day of 1990. George Allen, one of the all-time great coaches in the NFL, later in the USFL, died today at his California home at the age of 72. George Allen prided himself in never having a losing season in his 14 years as a pro coach, including a stint with the Rams and the Redskins, where he had some epic struggles against Tom Landry and the Dallas Cowboys.
He was a great psychologist, if you knew him. You know, he always played his, players against players, and the famous one is Don Talbert and Roger Staubach. He'd get Roger so mad, Roger couldn't hardly play when game came around.
And they had some battles. George Allen came out of retirement. He coached a talentless Long Beach State to a 6-5 record. The man did not know how to lose. And back to some winners in the Saints locker room. Lionel's picking on another linebacker who had a great game for the Saints, has had a wonderful season. Lionel?
That's right, Ron. We've got Pat Swilling's counterpart on the outside, Rickey Jackson. Rickey, you're in the playoffs. I mean, how does it feel? A couple of weeks ago, everybody said, mathematical chances are alive, but it doesn't look good, and now here you are.
Well, there's a lot of things had to happen, and the right things happened, and we came through tonight, because Atlanta came through yesterday, and we're in the playoffs.
Yeah. Does it feel extra good to beat the Rams here? You swept them this year, but in '83, they took the Saints out of the playoffs. Last year, they did the same thing here in the Dome. This year, looked like they may even do it at the end, but you guys came through.
It feels good, even though we made so many mistakes and gave them so many chances. Yeah. It still feels good because we're in, and now we got a shot at the Super Bowl just like all the rest of the team. And seriously, I think that we can beat Chicago, and if, I feel like if we click in a little bit and if they just get us 21 points, yeah, I think that we got enough turnover. We're going to win. We're going to beat Chicago.
Mike Tomczak up there in Soldier Field. It's going to be cold. How do you see that going?
Well, which quarterback get hot? I think that that's the team going to do the best. And right now, both of them struggling, so we got just a better chance than Chicago got.
This was a wild game, Rickey. Fans were going crazy. It's New Year's Eve. Everybody's going out to party. What are you going to do now since you guys are in the playoffs?
Well, I'm going to sit back since we got off tomorrow and take a day off and get ready for Chicago. Hope we go up there a day early where we can get used to the field, the weather, the smog and stuff, and see how we got to play. But whenever we go up there, we got to go up there ready, fired up. And I think that those guys are in a world of trouble. I think that.
Well, Rickey, good, congratulations and good luck next week in Chicago.
Oh, appreciate it.
Ron, Rickey Jackson, Pat Swilling, the rest of the Saints celebrating a win over the Rams, a win that got them into the playoffs. Right now, let's go back to you on the set.
Hot stuff, Lionel. Of course, everybody worried that maybe the Saints had burned a little too much adrenaline in that first half, but they hung tough against a very dangerous offense tonight in the Rams. And, of course, the USF&G Sugar Bowl, the University of Tennessee, talking about high-octane offense, has had some fun times in their most recent bowl appearances in New Orleans. They will face Virginia tomorrow night as 5.5-point favorites. Vols coach Johnny Majors saying his boys have had some fun, but now they're ready.
We've had very good practices here. I think our players have had a good time. Cut back now, we have curfew the last couple of nights or so, and they've worked very hard. Win, lose, or draw, we have no excuses for our treatment, their enjoyment, the social events, the official events, and we have no excuses about the way we've practiced. I like our attitude very much, and I know that our team has a healthy respect for an outstanding opponent we're playing, Virginia.
Okay, got to pick them. If I have to pick them, I'm going to say Tennessee will cover the 5.5 points. And of course, there were some college football bowls played today down in Tucson, Arizona, the Copper Bowl between California and Wyoming. A thriller there as Wyoming comes out with a 2-point win, 17-15 over California. In the John Hancock Bowl, it was Michigan State by a single point, going to the pass, unlike their normal offensive plan. 17-16 winners over USC. In college hoops, a little basketball for you tonight. Northeastern Louisiana may not have given the second-ranked Arkansas Hogs a scare, but they sure gave them a basketball game. Arkansas had to come back with a big second half to win it, 114-92. And of course, the big story is the Saints in the playoffs, and we're going to celebrate that one for a little while.
Happy New Year.
Get our long johns out. It's going to be cold in Chicago.
Right. That's right, and they're playing outdoors in Chicago.
They play in Soldier Field, and that's probably their best friend. Ouch. Especially if you come from a dome.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, scary.
Well, as we showed you earlier in our live report, the rain has stopped for the most part.
Pretty much, but meteorologist Howard Bernstien says the let-up may only be temporary. Weather's next when News 8 Tonight continues.
Tomorrow, everything at Campo will be moving fast. It's the Campo New Year's sale, and everything in the store has to go. To catch the good deals, you have to hurry to Campo tomorrow. For one day only, catch a Whirlpool large-capacity automatic washer for just $2.49, or a GE 18-cubic-foot frost-free refrigerator for just $3.99. To catch the good deals, you have to come to Campo tomorrow. It's the Campo one-day New Year's sale, tomorrow only at every Campo store.
Mazda MPV, top-rated minivan. Optional V6, even four-wheel drive. Room and comfort that feel just right. Now, special options packages can save you up to $778. Plus, factory-to-dealer incentives can save you even more. Mazda, there's no stopping us now. And with deals like this, there's no stopping you.
At Gene Ducote Mazda, Royal Mazda, Bailey Mazda, and John Brown Mazda, now.
In about an hour, you can get a desirable new look. A glowing look. An approachable look. In about an hour, get the one look that's right for you at iMaster's Optical Superstore with eyewear specialists to help. And in-store labs, so even no-line bifocals and trifocals are ready in about an hour. For the look you've been looking for, in about an hour, get a better look at iMaster's. Buy one, get one free, or we'll pay up to $40 for your eye exam.
Fish are like pretty animals that live in the sea. They can live in salt water. They can live in freshwater, oceans, aquariums. I love fish.
Well, as the excitement continues in the Superdome, Lionel Bienvenu is there gathering all sorts of interviews from the locker room, and he's standing by now with someone.
In fact, I understand that someone named Morton is about to show up. Someone is there named Morton,
That's
the
right.
champion himself, huh?
You guys are exactly right. 2 seconds left in the game. Morton Anderson kicks the game winner. Morton, how did it feel after what happened last year, what happened in '83 when Lansford kicked the game winner? Now you kicked it and you're in the playoffs.
Lionel, I'm glad you and I are standing here having this conversation and not Lansford and you. It's just a great feeling. I'm real pleased for the fans of New Orleans. I'm pleased for this football team. It symbolizes the type of season we had, up and down, a lot of struggling back and fighting back against its adversity, and that's what the ball game was all about today. They came back and tied it, and Eric made the great catch, and I was able to put it through there from chip shot range, which you got to make.
And Morton Anderson, we're going to take a look at the kick. The first kick, though, was blocked, and then you got a reprieve when they were offsides. What did you feel like when it was blocked? Did you know they were offsides at that point?
It felt great, Lionel. No, I thought the guy's so close to me, so I knew he either made a great play or he's offside. There's no way with our offensive line on field goal team that he can get through there. The gaps are small. There's no way he can get through. So he was offside. I saw the flag, and then I composed myself and basically took my time setting up my pre-kick routine. And from that point, you're right. I'm right center, in the field. I'm not on a hash mark, so all you got to do is it's basically a little longer extra point, So
Was this one as good as the one against Dallas? This one puts you in the playoffs. So.
This one is sweet. I don't want to compare any of them. They are all sweet. Anytime you make a kick of that type of a magnitude. But it was not just a kick. It was our defense. It was our offense moving the football down. Our special teams, our return game. It was a whole team win. I'm just real pleased for the guys.
All right, Morton, they have a question on the set. Go ahead, guys. I'll ask Morton.
Hey, I was just kind of curious myself that, he missed those couple of long ones early in the ball game. He has been very, very consistent this year. How to gather himself after a couple of misses in a game that he knew was playoff potential.
Morton, Ron's asking, you missed a couple of them early in the game, but then on the line,
Only Ron would ask that question.
Well, he said you gathered yourself there. Was it tough to gather yourself and compose yourself at the end with missing the first two?
No, because, again, my philosophy throughout my career has been once the ball leaves my foot, it leaves my mind. And I'm sure, that's the way you got to look at it. There's no question I missed two kicks that I normally would make. They're long kicks, They're not high percentage kicks, but I've made those throughout the year. I miss them. All right, so what? That doesn't make me a bad kicker. I got to come back in the second half. We're going to have more opportunities. There are 30 minutes to play, and I know I was going to get more opportunities to play. I come back and hit a 41, and then I get a chance at the end. So, no, I don't... That didn't bother me at the time. It bothered me. Then I composed myself and went on from there. Jet pilots never look in the rearview mirror. Just remember that, Ron.
New Year's Eve, Morton. A time to celebrate, a time to party. What are you going to do now?
I'm heading out to Champions, which is a great restaurant and sports bar out at Lakeside Mall. Please come join me.
All right, Morton Anderson, thank you very much. Congratulations. The game-winning kick tonight to send the Saints into the playoffs. Ron, let's go back to you.
All right, well, let's go back to a true champion, huh? Jet pilots don't look in the rearview mirror. I like that.
And that was Ron blankety-blank Swoboda, right?
Well, suddenly this game is not useless, is it? And next week's will be even more important.
Keep it up. Keep it up. That memo will be on your desk Wednesday.
Well, I think aside from the football game, I think weather is the next big event, big thing on everybody's mind tonight. Are we going to have, for midnight, is it going to be wet or dry? Do you know yet?
It could be a little wet. We have a few sprinkles not too far away, but for the most part, the heavy rains, they've ended. Just a few light sprinkles left, and unfortunately with the clouds today, missed out on the blue moon. This is the second time this month we've had a full moon, so generally when that happens, it's called a blue moon. It's not blue, but I guess it inspires creatures of the night and songwriters. Let me show you where the rain is right now on live radar, and there's a lot of ground clutter right in the center of the picture. That's just the city, but if you look out towards the west and the southwest, we are starting to see some light showers. There were some near the airport extending southwestward just to about Houma and Thibodeau. This is all moving slowly towards the east, so if you're going to be out in the next couple of hours, you may see a light sprinkle. Again, the heavy or the lighter, the moderate rains have pulled away, and just a few light scattered sprinkles here and there, and I think that's pretty much going to be the rule for the rest of the night. Now, we were in some pretty moderate rain this afternoon, and you can notice from these rainfall totals, Channel 8, we've had about 1.12 inches of rain. That's a pretty decent amount. Thibodeau, just about an inch. Chalmette, 9/10 of an inch. So there was a band from Morgan City to Thibodeau across the city and extending eastward that was in constant light to a moderate rain, so we got some pretty decent rainfall amounts. If you head north over to Slidell, only 0.12 of an inch. Further north than that, they just had maybe a trace up towards Bogalusa, and Belchase only 0.2. So just this narrow band is what was under the rain all day, and unfortunately, if you live in the city, it was an ugly day. But temperatures tonight actually have warmed up a couple of degrees, up to 47 now. We were about 45, 46 at 6 o'clock. Lakefront, the warm spot on the board, 48. Biloxi, 45. Belchase even up to 47, but you'll notice Macomb down to the upper 30s. But I don't think temperatures are going to do much at all tonight with the low clouds and a lot of that dampness in the air. At the airport currently 47 degrees. Humidity is high at 83% with the northeast wind at 6. The barometer pretty high and rising 30.36. We were 56. That was early this morning. Then 44 was the low during the afternoon during one of the rain showers. And at Audubon Park, 9/10 of an inch fell. So a good soaking rain for the city. No problems with flooding. But when it's a cold rain, you just kind of cuts through you, that cold, damp air. Normal 62 and 46. We will be below normal for the next couple of days, and the record's 80 in 1988 and 25 in 1983. Well, across the country tonight, we are once again watching the southwesterly flow in the upper levels. Seems more times than not when that southwesterly flow gets going, we get clouds, some showers, and it just gets ugly around here. You'll notice couple little disturbances in the upper portions of this flow. There's one there, another one back in Mexico. They're moving from the southwest to the northeast. Our surface winds today were northerly, so when you get the northerly winds at the surface and the southwesterly winds above it, you get what's called overrunning, and that's why we got into the clouds and the rain. Also tonight, a little bit of a wave trying to form on the Arctic, not the Arctic front, the old front that pushed through yesterday. So when you combine this little wave with these two upper impulses, I think our rain chances will be improving for the next couple of days. Out west, not too much in the way of clouds. Some more clouds approaching the Canadian border, but look, they're moving generally eastward. This is the next storm system, and that means that the cold air, which is behind this front, will pretty much stay towards the east and not dive south. There's that little wave tonight, and you'll notice temperatures 42 in Brownsville, 28 Dallas. Look at Denver. They've warmed up quite a bit, 41. So it's almost as warm in Denver as it is in Brownsville. 58 in LA, but the real cold well up to the north, where it's 15 below now in International Falls. Now the front has not made it into Florida, where Daytona Beach today got up to a record 88 degrees, and tonight in Miami, very comfortable, 73. And you'll notice the front does not do much at all tomorrow. The wave will slowly start to move eastward as those upper impulses push towards the northeast, and what that will do is bring some rain very close to the coast and not on top of us by later on in the day. So I am thinking that our rainfall amounts, or chances that is, will be on the increase for the next couple of days. But for tonight, it's going to be cloudy and cold. A few light sprinkles, maybe some drizzle. Look for lows 40 to 45, maybe some upper 30s like Macomb now, 37 far north and west, with north to northeast winds at 8 to 15 miles an hour. For New Year's Day, cloudy and cool. I think rain is a pretty good bet, especially towards the south and in here later on in the day. Look for the highs only 50 to 55. Winds becoming a little more easterly between 8 and 15 miles an hour. Now on my extended forecast, we are looking for Wednesday to be a fairly wet day again. Highs 58 with a morning low 45. I was looking at the latest guidance. Could be raining again most of the day on Thursday, but then we should see temperatures approaching the lower 60s by Saturday. And I tell you, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, we still do have a chance for a shower or two. If anybody's thinking about going boating tomorrow, not a good-looking day. Warned for fishing. Smallcraft advisory. East-northeast winds 15 to 25 knots. If you do go boating, stay in protected waters, and look at the river up to 11.4 feet and a big rise coming down. We could be up to 16 feet, so I want to warn all the pilots, because it seems like when the water's high, when we get the people smashing into the bridges and all.
Yeah. I thought about weathermen yesterday. I was in the fog for an hour and a half with a dead battery on my boat outside of Lafitte.
Shame on you.
Thankfully, someone found us in the fog, got me started, and I ran back to the dock, bought a new battery, and went right back out.
Now, you know, Warren, speaking of your boat, we need to start 1991 out right, you see, because when you go fishing, new rule for 91, you go fishing, you bring Arthel fish, okay? It's simple.
Arthel and Howard fish.
Yeah. Okay. Now that I understand all that, shall we proceed? In tonight's news check, an ugly start to the new year in parts of the American Midwest and another VIP in the Persian Gulf. Any of the New Year celebrating in portions of Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania will be pretty soggy tonight. Flooding has forced thousands of people from their homes in those states, and forecasters predict a major flood on every large river in the entire state of Indiana. Vice President Dan Quayle told U.S. troops he shares their frustrations with Saddam Hussein's refusal to budge from Kuwait. The Vice President has been touring Saudi desert outposts, and he told the troops today the time for patience is just about over. That's News Check for Monday, December 31st.
Well, the New Year's Eve excitement continues to build in the French Quarter tonight.
And we're going to bring you another live report from downtown when News 8 Tonight continues.
The switch is on. From 1985 to 1989, over 103,000 Cadillac owners have turned in the keys to their Cadillacs and turned to Lincoln. The reasons why? Lincoln Town Car, 1990 Motor Trend Car of the Year, now for 1991 with a more powerful V8 engine. Town Car is the smoothest riding, quietest car you can own. And the front-wheel drive Lincoln Continental, refined for 91 with 10% more horsepower. It's a key fact. Lincoln is what a luxury car should be.
Why are more and more people bringing their photo processing to K&B?
With super prints, the big ones, I get a free album.
K&B has a self-serve drop-off.
I do like the date on the back. I'm always surprised how little K&B costs.
Quality, convenience, and price. You need any other reasons?
Right now, K&B will process a 12-exposure roll of 4x6 super prints for just $3.79. Plus, get an extra set for just 7 cents a print at your K&B drugstore, where quality pictures at a low price are personally yours.
Well, in just about 63 minutes, no matter what Arthel's watch tells you, we will officially be saying goodbye to 1990 and hello to 1991.
That's right. You see, Warren, in about 3 or 4 minutes, they're going to be doing that in New York.
Finally!
They're 1 hour in advance.
They must have not known you were expecting it. Oh, well.
Okay. Right now, our News 8 van is in the middle of the New Year's celebration in the French Quarter, along with News 8's Elizabeth Curran. And Liz, we want to know if the Saints fans have made their way to the French Quarter yet.
Yes, they have. They're starting to make their way to the French Quarter. This is a Saints celebration, victory celebration, and also it's a kind of a pregame celebration for Sugar Bowl fans. Anyway, you can see there's no absence of excitement here, and of course the scene and the stage is being set for an even bigger evening, and just 60 minutes according to all of our watches down here. The countdown wall is going to slide down the flagpole, and there's going to be dancing in the streets, and everyone's going to be celebrating even more than this, if you can believe it. If you are heading down to the French Quarter tonight, a word of advice, button up that overcoat. It's cold, and have a happy New Year. Back to you.
Okay, Happy New Year to you too, Elizabeth.
And that is it for News 8 tonight. We thank you for joining us.
Yes, and for all the overnight news, please join News 8's Robin Cohen starting at 7:25 tomorrow morning.
We'd also like to leave you now with a look at some of these holiday lights on display. Happy New Year from all of us here at News 8.
Happy New Year.
It's a magical time of year, a time for everyone to share all our hopes and joys. All the seasons best from Channel 8.
Christmas is a time for giving, a time for caring, a time for warm family gatherings, and those special moments for best friends. In the joy of this season, may we reflect on our past and dream for the future.
All the seasons best from Channel 8.
Happy holidays from WVUE.
E. Call Bob Breck's Weather View, sponsored by Radiophone and Channel 8.
8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
Neville for making the grade.
Last year, with the help of LP&L, Channel 8 spotlighted good things happening in education. Well, Making the Grade is back for a second season, and again, it's time to put you to the test. We need you to tell us about parents, teachers, and students who are really doing their homework in the business of learning. So send your education success stories to WVUE, as Channel 8 and LP&L recognize those who are really making the grade.
Toyotathon Coast to Coast is almost over.
There are still great deals on every Toyota.
But they're going fast.
Joe Garagiola.
Joe.
Well, the Arangos here saved a fast 2,000, eh?
More than 2,000.
With financing, made it easy. These guys are really dealing.
Toyotathon is the time to deal with Camry option savings and special factory-to-dealer incentives.
Trucks, too.
But not for long. Don't miss it.
See your Toyotathon dealer.
Today.
Happy Who Year! WHSV TV3 in Harrisonburg, Virginia sends the best of luck to George Welsh and the Virginia Cavaliers as they face Tennessee in the Sugar Bowl. Go Wahoos! Happy Who Year from WHSV TV3 in Harrisonburg, Virginia. We're behind you all the way.
Exclusive news 8
It doesn't happen often.
Running issues sparked emotions.
One news team hardly ever wins it back to back.
SWAT team members ended their...
Mayor is reelected.
But this time, one news team did.
Evacuations began early this morning. Fire rate got them control.
For the second year in a row, the Press Club of New Orleans' choice for Best Newscast is News 8.